The Night When the Stars Disappeared. A story from the forest of Bois-Joli. In the wonderful forest of Bois-Joli, every evening was a magical show. The stars sparkled like diamonds in the sky, softly lighting up the trees and the little houses of the animals. All the forest's inhabitants loved looking at the starry sky before going to sleep. Stella the firefly was the smallest of all the animals in Bois-Joli. Her light was so weak that she often felt useless next to the great stars in the sky. "If only I could shine as bright as them," she sighed every night, staring at the firmament. That evening, as usual, the little animals came out to admire the stars before bed. Leo the rabbit was already yawning, Nutty the squirrel was counting stars, and Grisou the hedgehog was getting ready to go back inside. But suddenly, something strange happened. One by one, the stars started to vanish. First 1, then 2, then 10. In just a few minutes, the sky above Bois-Joli turned completely black. "Where did our stars go?" cried Nutty. The little animals were scared of this unusual darkness. Even the bravest ones trembled a little. Never had the forest been drowned in such deep black. Stella watched her terrified friends. Her tiny light seemed so small in all that darkness. But her generous heart couldn't stand to see her friends so afraid. "I'll help you find our stars," she declared bravely. "You, Stella? But you're so small," whispered Leo softly. "And your light is so weak," added Nutty, without being mean. Stella's heart sank for a moment, but she lifted her little wings with determination. "Follow my light, even if it's small," said Stella. And so began the most extraordinary adventure of Bois-Joli. The little firefly flew ahead, lighting the way step by step, while her friends followed with trust. They walked for a long time in the dark forest. Stella's little light showed them the roots they shouldn't trip on, the low branches to avoid, and the safe paths to take. Little by little, the animals realized how precious this small light really was. After an hour of walking, they arrived at a cave none of them had ever seen before. A strange shimmering glow came from its entrance. "The stars, they're in there," whispered Stella, her heart beating fast. As they carefully entered the cave, they saw the most beautiful dragon they had ever seen. He was big, majestic, but his eyes shone with tears. Around him floated all the stars of Bois-Joli, trapped in crystal bubbles. "My name is Grumpy," said the dragon in a sad voice. "I took your stars because I feel so lonely and so dark. I just wanted a little of their light to brighten my life." Instead of being afraid, the little animals felt great compassion for Grumpy. Stella flew closer first, her tiny light dancing softly near the dragon's nose. "You don't need to steal the light of others," she said gently. "Look how amazing you are. Your scales shine, your eyes sparkle. You already have your own light, Grumpy. Maybe you can't see it, but we can." Stella spoke with so much sincerity that the dragon started to smile. "Stella is right," shouted Leo. "You could be our friend and live near us." "Yes," added Nutty, "we could watch the stars together every night." Grisou nodded his head strongly in agreement. Grumpy was so moved by all this kindness that he couldn't hold back tears of joy. Nobody had ever spoken to him with so much love. "Really? You want to be my friends? Even if I'm different from you?" "Of course," all the animals answered together. Then, with his heart full of happiness, Grumpy opened his big arms and released all the stars. They flew up like glowing butterflies back into the sky of Bois-Joli. One by one, the stars returned to their place in the sky. The Bois-Joli sky became beautiful again, even shinier than before. But the most wonderful sight was seeing Grumpy smile for the very first time in his life. Together, they walked out of the cave. Grumpy discovered with amazement that he was no longer afraid of friendship. His loneliness had flown away with the freed stars. He had finally found his place in the world. Back in Bois-Joli, all the forest's inhabitants welcomed Grumpy with joy. Madame Owl offered him a nice clearing near the big oak to build his home. Papa Beaver offered to help him set it up. But the greatest hero of this adventure was Stella, the little firefly. All the animals warmly thanked her. "See, Stella, your light wasn't so small after all," said Leo, hugging her. Stella felt herself grow inside. She had understood that even the smallest light can guide the way when it shines with love and courage. Her heart was full of happiness and pride. That night, for the first time, Grumpy looked at the stars not with envy, but with gratitude. He lay down among his new friends, finally feeling that he belonged somewhere. His own inner light was shining bright. And from that magical night on, the stars never disappeared again from Bois-Joli. They shone every evening above a forest full of love and friendship, where everyone had learned that even the smallest light has priceless value. In their dreams, they all smiled, remembering this wonderful adventure. Moral message: even the smallest contribution can make a big difference. True light comes from the love and generosity we carry inside us.
Enjoyed the tale? Give us a thumbs up. See you soon.